What up, Homedawgs? My name is Gokey Gamer, coach of the Milwaukee Medichams, and welcome everybody to week 8 of the CDA, where this week we're going to be going up against Chicken Lane, coach of the Pacific Log Poly Toads. Now, unfortunately, this is a video that I had to do post-com. I wasn't feeling very well on this particular day, so that's why I had to do this. But I knew that I would have this, so that's what I'm doing here. Here are the teams. Blop! I gotta do the clap. Blop! There we go. Anyways, but yes, here's the team right here. I don't know why it's not letting me shrink it anymore. There we go. Boop. There we go. Anyways, we're not doing any edits here. This is just pure postcom. This is pure vibes. So we've got Dragonite, Rillaboom, Volcarona, King Gambit, Azumarill, Glamora, TERA Jolteon, TERA Hitmontop, TERA Braviary, TERA Toxicroak, and TERA Bayonet. So this team was, you might be looking at this and being like, this looks like a VGC team, kind of. And I believe Chicken Lane at first thought this was a doubles league. I'm not too sure. It could just be that they just drafted this because they wanted to draft it, in which case, incredibly based. Obviously, there's some really scary threats here. Dragonite, Rillaboom, King Gambit, the Glamora, TERA Jolteon, TERA Braviary. All these things are super threatening, super scary. And, yeah, by this point, I was already guaranteed playoffs, but obviously I wanted to finish this off on a win, because if I was able to win, then I would be able to guarantee getting the first place seed. And I really wanted the first place seed, because the top 6 make playoffs, and, fun fact, when you, the top 2 players got a bye week, so I really wanted to make sure that I confirmed this. Even if I had lost this game, I think I would have gotten second place overall by this point. Either that, or it was like there was a very low chance I would have gotten third. So I basically already had a guarantee, but you know, it always helps just to guarantee it. And it also would have felt nice to be the coach with the least amount of losses in this league. So obviously, we're fighting for a win. I believe Chicken Lane is also fighting for a playoff spot as well, so this game does matter a lot. So, yeah, as you can see, they brought Piloswine, which I actually forgot that was on the team. We got him on top, we got Jolteon, we've got Azumarill, we've got Volcarona, and we got Rillaboom. I forgot Piloswine was there. I think Piloswine was traded off for Bayonet, if I remember correctly. So, we're not going to worry about that. Anyways, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and change this to slow. I'm going to recount this as best as I can. And you know what? I am going to have to make a cut here because I forgot to pull out my team information so that way I can kind of talk about stuff. So give me a second. Okay, I got my team information up. So we have TERA Steel SANDACONDA, TERA Ground Jumpluff, which is making an appearance here, and then TERA Fairy Dancy because obvious reasons is obvious. We'll go ahead and talk about each set as they appear. I'm going to go ahead and play with the sound off. Here we go. Good luck, have fun. We also see that they have TERA Ghost Jolteon, TERA Steel Hitmontop, and TERA Grass Piloswine, which is all very scary. So we see Hitmontop as the lead. They immediately switch out into Volcarona. I believe here I go for a Will-O-Wisp, predicting like a Mach Punch or something like that. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen, but we do go for a Power Ball, nuking this Volcarona, which is obviously really nice, and Air Slash does a decent chunk of damage, which is a little bit scary, but, you know, it's fine. This time we see the Azumarill switch in, and I go for Power Ball again. I believe this is what I was trying to predict. This obviously tells me it's not Thick Bat. Whoa, who would have thunk? But now this gives me a free switch into Jumpluff. We see an Aqua Jet here, which does a decent chunk of damage. But so far, this is going extremely well for me. We see the Rillaboom switch in. I can't remember what the TERA Ground was there for. I think it was there for Jolteon. We are going to see the Strength Sap, though, and the Strength Sap is immediately going to restore my HP quite a bit. The Grassy Terrain is nice, but obviously Jumpluff can't really do as much because I don't have a Flying type move on Jumpluff. So we're going to switch into Zapdos, but we do lose our Choice Scarf, which does suck a little bit. They go back into Azumarill as we go for a U-turn, which is really great for us. I'm really liking the fact that this team has a lot of pivoting potential. This gives me a free switch into Jumpluff, which is obviously very nice. And now the Grassy Terrain is up, which is also very, very nice. We see the Volcarona as the switch. We're going to go for a Strength Sap to do that. I was predicting, I believe, a Rillaboom check as well, or they were going to stay in. This time I go into Diancie on this Volcarona, as they end up swapping into Jolteon. There's a lot of switching around going on, which makes a lot of sense. So now I'm like, I'm going to burn my TERA. I think burning my TERA here looks really solid. We're going to see a Volt switch, and that does a lot of damage. I can't remember if that was Specs or not. Unfortunately, I can't remember a lot of the calcs here. But we do see this go, and then we miss the Diamond Storm. This Diamond Storm is actually extremely crucial here. If I had gotten the +2, I think I would have won on the spot. So that is really unfortunate for me. We see that they go for Wood Hammer. It does a little bit of damage to me. It is what it is, but thankfully this Jumpluff can basically wall Rillaboom at this point. We go back into Volcarona, but now I can't really switch into Volcarona as easily. Volcarona is now the scariest Pokemon on my opponent's team because I do not have a lot of checks for it. So as a result, I'm going to go into my fail-safe Terapagos, looking to see if they go for Quiver Dance. We go for the transformation. We do see the Quiver Dance, which is scary. But I do have a surprise for this thing. I have a very big surprise, actually. And that is, we are going to see the Bug Buzz. We distort with the TERA shell. We go for a Rock Slide! And we miss. This was a physical Terapagos, and I missed the Rock Slide. This Volcarona would have been dead if I had landed that. Which sucks! But regardless, we see that they go ahead and swap into this. We get a critical hit to make up for it against the Sim on top, but you saw how much damage it did. It did nothing. We're gonna go into Flutter Kick in response because obviously I lost my triple axle, and then we see lost my scarf. We see a triple axle from them, and they kill me with that. This is not going well at all in the slightest, all because of some really bad luck. It was some really, really unfortunate luck. They do burn their TERA, and they do go for TERA Steel. Bullet Punch here, as I go for Draining Kiss. I was not expecting this to be their TERA captain of choice, so I end up not getting a lot of leeway there. But this does give me a free check into SANDACONDA, which is obviously very nice. I am TERA Steel SANDACONDA, so they have to hesitate. Well, actually, no, they can't. They don't have to hesitate, because obviously they can do that. So they go into this. I go for a coil here, because I believe I calc to outspeed. No, I don't outspeed him on top, but this is like my best check to kind of help against him on top. I needed some luck here. And we go back into Jump Bluff, obviously, because we can't do anything. We do have high horsepower over Earthquake on my SANDACONDA, but obviously that's not going to do much against the Gorilla Boom anyways. We go into Jump Bluff. This does give me a free check. This time I went for a Leech Seed to hopefully predict a Volcarona, but we see that that doesn't happen. We see a knockoff this time, which does suck. Because I do have Worry Seed, Strength Sap, Cotton Guard, and Leech Seed. I had Worry Seed on there in case it was Sap, Sipper, Azumarill, for whatever reason. We are going to see a U-turn here. We do restore our HP back up to full, but now we just see another free Volcarona switch. This is really unfortunate for me. I'm not enjoying my time here. I go for a Leech Seed just to get this thing seeded to start losing HP. We see a Quiver Dance, which is terrifying, but you know what? Not much I can do there. There's really, honestly, not a lot, so, you know, it is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and swap it to Cinderace, actually, to hopefully tank this hit. We do thankfully tank the hit. It is a Fiery Dance, and we see the special attack boost. My luck is just not good in this game. I'm having really bad luck. They land their Air Slash, of course, and it kills the Jamie Tart, which is unfortunate. We go with the Terapagos, though. This gives me a free switch into Terapagos, and we go back into Hitmon top. This time, I go for a Rock Slide again, just because I have to. It's a Volcarona at +2. I have to do that. But I decided to take the risk this time, and to go for a Body Press and nearly nuke this off the face of the earth. Very thankful I did that, because this triple axle isn't going to do a lot to me. So that is very nice. We see the Rillaboom actually switch back in. I think they are predicting a swap here. I just decided to go for Rapid Spin again, just to help boost my speed up a little bit. So this gives me a little bit of leeway here, which is very nice. I decided to just go for a Body Slam. At this point, I just need damage. We get the Paralysis, so finally we're getting some good luck here as they go for a knockoff to knock off our boots. At this point, I was like, they don't have hazards. I don't need the boots anymore, so I'm just going to make this play. And now I just go for a Body Slam again and hope for another para. Do we get the para? We do not get the para, and Terapagos dies. So now at this point, it's basically all or nothing, right? Like, this is paralyzed. I need to start making some plays. So here I go into Diancie. I'm hopeful, man. I'm hopeful. We do see the para, which is great. We go for a Draining Kiss to get some HP back, which is obviously very nice. The para there was really, really nice for Gemstone. I was a big fan of that. And now I'm going to double into Jump Bluff on a Wood Hammer because I do not trust my luck. They actually end up switching themselves into Jolteon this time, which does surprise me here, but I'm honestly okay with that. Because now I can just go into Sandaconda and completely wall this thing. Shadow Ball's going to proc, but I am max HP, max but def Sandaconda here. So I'm like, this is fine. I'm okay with this. And now we're going to see the Piloswine is surprisingly enough to check for this. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go for a Coil. I outspeed this as well, so I can just freely go for another Coil to set up an attack and defense buff. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I am not running, I'm not running Sleep Talk. I am running Rest. We see an Icicle Crash, and it does a lot of damage, but thankfully we are able to live it. This time I go for a Body Press and do a lot of damage to this, which is great. And now I have to hope this doesn't crit, and thankfully it doesn't crit. This isn't a great situation, don't get me wrong, but, you know, at the very least, we're still doing alright. Ice Shard pops off, and we barely live, which is amazing for us. We go for a rest, and now we're at full HP, and the Shed Skin procs immediately as well. So now we're put in an extremely good situation. The Azumarill ends up coming in next, and I go for a Body Press against the Azumarill, does a decent chunk of damage, and they reveal the Citrus Berry. I do some calcs and realize that high horsepower should kill. I outspeed, and this thing drops. I know my opponent was very surprised at my speed. Sandaconda is surprisingly fast. It is a base 71 speed Pokemon. We're going to see Grass Glide does not do a lot, and thankfully because this thing was paralyzed by Terapagos, we were able to go for a Body Press and we kill the Rillaboom. 2 Pokemon down, we're starting to get things a little bit more even. We're still not in a great situation, but we're at a +2 attack and defense, Sandaconda. This Volcarona is going to be a problem. They go for Air Slash. I'm thankful that they don't have Giga Drain, and we kill with a high horsepower in return. Absolutely massive for me. And we don't get burned on top of that from Flame Body. So, 3 Pokemon down. This is amazing for me. We see Jolteon come in. We see an alluring voice. It does a lot of damage, which I believe that is Specs Jolteon. High horsepower lands and straight up kills Jolteon. And at this point, I'm like, holy crap. I think Sandaconda just 6-0 swept, which I could not believe. We see him on top hit the field. I outspeed him on top as well, and we go for a body press to kill him on top. And that thing drops too, and all that's left is a Piloswine that cannot kill me because even an Ice Shard crit won't KO. Body press lands, the Piloswine goes down, and Sandaconda somehow 6-0 swept. This was absolutely insane. I was not expecting Sandaconda to pop off like that. This battle actually got Sandaconda to the 4th place overall kill leader of the entire season, which was really awesome. West's Darkrai was number 1, and our own TERA was number 2. I don't remember the number 3, but Sandaconda was number 4. I think that's really cool. Sandaconda is a very underrated Pokemon. I feel like I never see it get drafted, but it's a very, very fun Pokemon. I'm a really big fan of it a lot. And I'm, especially after this league, this game in particular, Nicki Minaj really just put in a lot of work, and I was a really big fan of that. And, yeah, overall, this battle, I had a lot of bad luck in this game. I had such huge bad luck. Missing that Diamond Storm, missing that Rock Slide, made that Volcarona such a huge threat. But thankfully, Sandaconda was able to clutch up and win me the rest of this game. We didn't get crit, which was awesome. We got a couple lucky paras with the Rillaboom. Obviously, also, Rillaboom getting paralyzed meant I didn't need to worry about a Wood Hammer from it. So Sandaconda could just stay in and kill it in return with a body press. So that was really awesome. Overall, I don't know if this is my best prepped game, but, you know, it was still a very, very fun game. Obviously, losing the Choice Scarf on Galarian Zapdos sucked. But I had a lot of boots on everything. I actually did have Court Change on Cinderace as well. I was fully expecting Glimmora hazard stacking, and was very concerned about it. So I brought Cinderace for that, but Glimmora didn't show up. So, you know what, it is what it is. But anyways, I think that's going to go ahead and do it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I really, really hope you all enjoyed this video. And yeah, we made playoffs. So these quarterfinals will be going up very, very shortly. I believe it's going up tomorrow as of me recording this. I need to double check my upload schedule. It is going to be... No, actually it's going to be... I believe it's going to be MGL that's going up tomorrow on Friday, just so that way I can get it up early. Then it's going to be the semifinals. So there is no quarterfinals in this. Well, there is quarterfinals, but because only top 6 make playoffs, we get a bye because we were the number 1 seed, like I explained earlier. So we're just skipping straight to the semifinals, where we're going to have a rematch against none other than a person who beat us in the regular season, Snore, but he did change his team in the regular season after our game, so this is going to be very fun because it's going to be a very different game. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your favorite moment of the battle. Let me know what you think about Sandaconda, and that'll do it. I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace out, mates!